like a little.
You made more of a list of like movies to watch. They're not all Halloween movies, but they're definitely some movies.
It originally started out as like spooky movies that had been made based on spooky games, so like horror games to horror movies. But it turns out that's an incredibly short list.
So you want to give the people some recommendations of like video game movies that they should watch versus video game movies they should not.
Yeah, it kind of just got me thinking about like, right, what's going on, what's actually worth your time and what fucking isn't. And I'll start by saying don't watch anything that Uwe Boll has done.
We've got that on the list. Like literally on our don't watch is like
that is the
fucking the last one.
I would
all
say,
Uwe Boll's movies.
I would say maybe if you're alone and you're so inclined, watch the Dead or Alive movie. But that's for that's a very specific reason you would watch that movie. It is not
live action fan service.
It's not Kevin Nash. You're not watching it for Kevin Nash being in it. You're not watching it for Eric Roberts.
Do you want me to be honest?
Yeah.
Do you like tits?
Do you like really slow motion fights?
Do you love jiggling massive?
Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, I don't even think Uwe Boll done Dead or Alive.
I'm near sure he did.
I don't think he did.
Really?
Because it had too many actors in it.
You're talking about the guy who managed to get Jason Statham in a fucking movie.
No, that's true. It had Eric Roberts and Kevin Nash in it. I don't know if it was Uwe Boll or not. Director Corey Ewan.
Okay. Wow.
Producers Paul W.S. Anderson. Okay, yeah, it had nothing to do with Uwe Boll. So that doesn't even count. Just watch Dead or Alive if you want. Then watch it with a box of tissues in the dark.
Yeah,
and you'll be fine.
Or absorbent sheets.
Yeah. Put on an adult diaper and just watch away.
I mean, I don't know about adult diaper. If you just got like
you
a
don't,
towel.
You don't have to worry about anything.
Depending on your
if you're watching an adult diaper, you're free to just fucking.
But adult diaper, like
come wherever you want.
It's awkward to maneuver your hand around out there where you want open freedom.
Oh, I was talking about like hands free, just like you just.
No, stimulate yourself.
Right. Okay. Well, you can do that with like toys and stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, we'll get into. Well, you know what? We'll start with the don'ts. Because the don'ts are always funnier than the do's, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
I need a slightly bigger version of one of those screens because I forget what I fucking wrote. Put that one up.
That is absolutely fine. I will create one now for you.
Because I have the attention span.
Can you read that?
Of a dead man. Right. So we'll start with don't watch. These are all. They're not all horror films, but they're all films based on games. So the first movie that you shouldn't watch, which I think this one is probably the easiest for you to watch because it's on everything at the minute. It's on Netflix at the minute, I think. Doom. The Doom movie it's fucking shit. It's got Carl Urban, it's got The Rock, and it's still garbage. I think it's The Rock's worst role by far.
Walking Tall.
I would watch Walking Tall over Doom any day.
Tooth Fairy.
I can't say that I've seen that, to be honest.
But you know, if you do, it'd be a shit movie.
It probably would, yeah. Not a great movie. Like, one of the people you're supposed to be rooting for is like a pedophile. Like, do you remember like at the start where I met him in real life, Richard Brake? He's a very lovely guy, but one of his lines at the start of the movie is like he's going to go to Thailand and fuck himself like a child lady boy or something. It's like, why you could not possibly be on this character's side. So when he dies later on in the movie, you wouldn't be like, oh no, he's dead. This creep is dead. What?
Oh, just I'm giving you a chat so you can see the chat.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Richard Brake. Yeah.
No, but look at what Nate said.
I forgot. I have to fucking read things now. My eyes are going. Where am I?
I'm trying to keep you informed. Literally the last line.
Oh.
Above.
Yep. We got there. I can kind of read it from far away there. But like, I wouldn't even necessarily call Doom like a game movie. It has virtually nothing to do with any of the games whatsoever.
It's closer to Doom 3 than
Doom. Which is the one that people didn't like.
Yeah.
Ironically enough.
Enough is the one.
Yeah, they tried to, like kind of like explain their way through. Like the story to Doom 3 was essentially just like a scientist went a bit nuts and just started opening up a bunch of portals to hell. But this one is more like a scientist went nuts and made a bunch of monsters genetically or something like that. But it eventually turns into like a portal to hell thing. But it just sucks. Like the I guess you would say like the highlight is the like first person section that lasts for like 45 seconds somewhere near the end.
Yeah, Rob said about the first person scene wasn't horrible, but that was about it.
That's not enough to carry the whole movie.
Like 40 seconds of an hour and a half movie. It's not enough.
It's not worth it. Don't watch it. You know what? If you can comfortably sit your way through like a bad movie and find joy in a bad film, then as far as these bad movies go, the Doom is the one you would get the most amount of enjoyment out of, because at least it's a decently made movie.
I'm looking for that list. I would have said that something else, but sure.
Well, we'll get to that. I think I know what one you're going to talk about, which I'll also agree with. But like for people who don't have such like an infatuation with that particular movie that we do, they probably wouldn't like anything about it either. That movie sucks. Like fuck them.
Comment from Not So Wigs. Oh no, not the nonce. Anyway, who wants pizza? I love nonce as a term. It's such a fucking good term. The next movie though, this is the sequel, Silent Hill Revelation. So I'm not. You got to take the steer on this one. I've never watched the Silent Hill movies.
I worked in the theater when this came out. I think it's got Kit Harington in it, and I think it may have been like his first or second non Game of Thrones role. It came out in 3D. The movie is just absolute dog shit. There's nothing enjoyable about it. It's not gory in a fun way. It's not scary at all. Like, it's just like an hour and a half of just like flashing lights and jump scares. Like, it really sucks. There's no story to it. There's like barely, I don't think there's any crossover from the first movie at all. It's a completely different set of characters. Just do not go near it. That movie sucks.
Billy said it's the one that fucking sucked.
Really, 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 really fucking sucked. It's fucking shit. There's nothing enjoyable to it. It's not like, oh, look at how fucking shit this looks. It's one of those movies where it clearly had like a decent budget. Like it does, so it doesn't look cheap. But if anything, that just makes it less enjoyable, because it's like a really highly polished piece of shit.
It's kind of like you had money, hard your mind to screw us up.
Yeah. You're surprised that it's as bad as it is, which I find infinitely less enjoyable, because they're like, look at how good this movie is that you're getting to watch right now, and you're like, I'm not enjoying anything that's on this fucking screen, and you're all cunts. Go home. Just fucking get out of here.
Just get to see.
Yeah, don't watch Doom. Don't watch Silent Hill Revelation. Although I think at this point the majority of people have probably already watched Doom, because it was pretty popular when it came out. Like,
I feel like if you watch Doom, you have to have an interest in Doom. I feel like anyone.
I think I watched it in the fucking theater, and I'm pretty sure I bought it on DVD. But I had
Doom on DVD.
I had a very low bar for what I would consider good movies back then. Like, but
you're quite the cinephile. I was very shocked by that.
You could stick Doom on in the background while you're doing something important, and you'd be all right. But Silent Hill Revelation would take your attention away from whatever you're doing, but in a bad way. You'd be so distracted at like the shit that you're watching that it would upset you. You'd be like, right, I'm upset now.
I'm not enjoying this. This is a bad time.
I'm not enjoying this at all. Third, which you could make a case for this either or, but I couldn't put both of them in the watch list.
I feel like over the two, this one's definitely the worst one. And I'd make the argument that it's missing one key thing. One major factor is missing.
Is he French?
He may be French. Maybe French.
Yeah. They replaced Christopher Lambert with James Remar.
And don't get me wrong, James Remar is a great actor. Like in the Warriors, I really enjoyed him in the Warriors.
That's about it though.
But like, he's no fucking Chris Lambo.
He's no Christopher Cheese Lambert.
Like, you know, you've got the Lambo of actors, and you're gonna not fucking cast him again.
You've got the Lamborghini of actors.
Yeah.
And you're not gonna cast him.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat Annihilation is like, it's the definition of a directed DVD sequel. Like, well, directed video, I suppose, at the time.
Yeah.
So few of the actors from the first one returned.
Like, it was
Liu Kang and
Johnny Cage, but he was in it for an inconsequential amount of time.
It wasn't even the same guy.
Really? I thought it was.
Nope. I thought it was as well, and I went back and looked it up, and he was like, why would I come back for the intro? No.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it's the Channel 5 of sequels. I always remember like Mortal Kombat Annihilation being on Channel 5 like every few weeks at 1 o'clock in the morning on like a Friday or Saturday, and you can tell because that's like the kind of quality that it has. Robin Cho came back for this. The girl who plays Katana, whatever the fuck her name is, and as far as the cast goes, that's it. Sonya changed. The guy who played Jax was okay. Like his sections were fine.
Yeah.
We like this movie probably equally to the first one when we were younger.
But
as we have grown, we'll put it this way: as we've grown over, my appreciation for the first one has only grown.
Yeah.
And my distaste for this movie has only grown.
Yeah.
It's cheap. It's like it's too short and too long at the same time.
It's like it's a convoluted mess inside a short time frame.
Yeah, a lot of really weird shit that happens in this movie that's just not very good. Seeing some of like the stranger Mortal Kombat characters that they couldn't have got away in the first one, like Cyrax and stuff, was fun. There's some good fights in it. Like you should give it a watch, but maybe just turn it off at the end because the animality things are. I mean, like right now, me and you could make better graphics than at the end of that second movie.
Oh yeah.
With I have a very tentative knowledge of 3D and you have no knowledge at all, but you still know more than the people who made the movie did because it looks like fucking dog shit.
Looks like fucking garbage.
That movie is.
We gotta acknowledge some of the stuff the chat was saying. So Tara's came and said lemon bear. Milas came in talking about the jump scares kind of suck when it came to the sound. Well, I mean in general when it comes to movies, it's just like a cheap way of scaring people.
Yeah, it also played a lot because it was in 3D. It also had a lot of like a lot of shit coming at the screen and all. It's like if you're not watching it in 3D, basically, then it had no impact on you whatsoever.
Basically, a lack of creating suspense, you know, and just like unease because it's cheap scares. And with someone with anxiety, it's not really that. It's just kind of like a mental tax without any sort of real like substantial worth.
Yeah,
at least that's what I'm getting from like Mila's comment in this one. But I understand. Like I totally agree with Mila. I don't like I when it comes to horror movies, I prefer psychological ones.
Yeah,
I don't like too much body gore. Like I'm not a fucking
Saw
or a fucking. I'm not Saw or a fucking.
If you're watching a Silent Hill movie, you're going to see some weird body shit. Like you have to expect that
body shit. But like, what made Silent Hill was the psychological aspect of its framing, and especially in 2. Like, you did have some freaky motherfuckers in 2. Like
at the same time, there's only so much.
But it was a psychological mindfuck more than a jump scare, boys.
There's only so much you can like put into like an hour 45-minute movie though. So like the game has the luxury of having like hours and hours of
I totally get it, but
time.
But then extend it by fucking 20 minutes and start building some of the suspense. Like make it psychological, play it because there's enough to build your fucking narrative on. Like.
Just doing the same thing. I'll just do the chat thing while I'm here.
Yeah, no, it's grand. Weird body shit is different. From the like there's weird body shit and then there's torture porn, which is like Saw.
Yeah,
like I don't enjoy the torture porn. Weird body shit's fine. Like I feel like I could watch Hellraiser and be okay with it because it's weird body shit. Where like with Saw and
good shit.
Like with Hellraiser, I've never watched it, but I'm sure I could watch it.
If Tom is still in the chat, there's a scene in the original Hellraiser where some guy goes from like a pile of shit on the floor to a fully formed person, and they do it in stages. So it's like pile of shit with a few bones in it, some bones with some muscle on it, like a skeleton. Like eyes coming into the skeleton, skin coming over the skeleton, and I think it was made in like I think Hellraiser was 1989 or maybe a wee bit even earlier than that, maybe. But it looks amazing. It looks it's creepy as fuck. He's like covered in like it's fucking weird.
Tom is in the chat and he is talking to you right now.
It just looks like someone's came on him. Like there's all the shit all over.
Tom is acknowledging it right now.
Yeah, it does look. It looks very painful. Yeah.
First, I mean, like. I saw one wasn't as bad, but like I felt like as those movies went on, they got more.
Yeah, they started leaning on that stuff.
And then Hostel was its own fucking set of fucking torture porn.
A load of absolute bollocks.
Mila said she didn't mind House of a Thousand Corpses so much. I didn't mind it. I actually watched House of a Thousand Corpses because it was weird. It was weird body shit rather than torture porn.
I did not like that movie.
I didn't mind it. I enjoyed it enough. Like. But like Tara's talking about, like she'd rather be scared
Yeah.
from something that builds like a psychological bent
Well,
or something.
if you want to talk about a really scary movie, then the last movie on this list is Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li,
fucking terrifying.
which is one of the scariest films I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Because it was so fucking shit. And I was like, I've never actually contemplated suicide before, but watching this movie is making me reconsider it. Like,
It's like you're scared for your life.
if you ever pictured Chun-Li as like as someone who just fills out paperwork for like her entire job, watch this movie. It's so bad. This movie was so bad. It was so boring. There was like 2 fights in it. It has like a really racist Irish accent in it. Like they get put it this way.
They make Bison Irish.
Yeah,
don't
they made Bison Irish, and he was like, "Oh, I'm Bison. I'll beat the fuck out you." Well,
I'm Bison, and I'll beat
Yeah.
the bollocks on you.
He doesn't.
And it's
he doesn't
like,
swear in it,
Bison,
obviously.
you're ready from fucking
Yeah,
Thailand.
but for some reason they made him Irish and like Southern. I really don't know why, and I hate that fucking actor, whatever the fuck his name is, Buck something or
Buck.
I don't know, whatever.
What
This movie is garbage. Like, I know fine rightly, Robert may turn up here because he loves Kristen Curick, and she was Chun-Li.
In the chat, check the chat.
There you go. Yeah. A shit movie with a shit actress who's shit. No, actually, she's alright. She's in Smallville. She's fine. Like, she's cute. I know why they picked her, because she was popular at the time. But
It's like it's a
guess
good
what
actress
she
in a
can't-
bad movie.
Guess what she can't do?
Fight scenes.
Guess what this movie was mostly consisted of?
Just by
Not
guess.
fight scenes.
I was going to say paperwork.
Paperwork. Yeah. It was
Despite
it
it being
Chris,
called Street Fighter.
Chris Klein or whatever the fuck his name is, the guy from American. He was in like American Pie, and then he done very little else. One of the worst performances captured on film. Like, unbelievable how they got to the end of a day shooting. We're like, yep, that's good, that'll do. Rough, just rough the whole way through. If you could find this movie somewhere to watch, try it. Attempt to get through it. I don't even think anyone's pirated this movie, because it's not worth it.
It's not worth pirating.
It wouldn't be worth the fucking effort to pirate it. Like,
Chun-Li and the tar shit.
ugh, absolute fucking garbage. A crap movie. It was one of those ones where like people use it as like, for a while there, it was like, you see, this is why films based on games don't work, because this is what you get. It's like, I assume you picked a whole bunch of people who had never played a Street Fighter game before and tried to make it to fucking make a movie. It was not good at all.
Your nan's totally like Saw 2. I mean, I don't know. I feel like Saw 2, for me, it's like the stuff of like the scene where they put the needles in the fucking toilet and stuff. It is torture porn at that point, and I'm just not into that.
Saw 1 and 2 was okay. What is it up to now? Like 9 or some shit?
Something
It was
like that.
It went to like 7, and then it started getting its own spin-offs or something. It was
Something
like,
like that,
like Jigsaw, and then one where it was your woman.
It really done a Nightmare on Elm Street where you had like fucking Jigsaw's New Nightmare and some shit.
Yeah,
like that.
fucking whatever. Prequels and sequels and all that shit.
Yeah. Not great. Like,
we'll move on to
the movies you should watch.
The movies you should watch. Most of these probably should be fairly easy to find, because obviously they're the more popular ones. But we'll start with the exact opposite of the last one we just discussed. Oh, also, yeah, don't watch any Uwe Boll's films. Just get that out of there.
Yeah, don't watch Evil. These shit.
The 80s was the 84 Street Fighter. Up until quite recently, I didn't like this film at all. Maybe not at all, but it was a bit too shit for me. I didn't really like it, because I didn't like what they done with like basically any of the characters from Street Fighter. It was like none of these people are like representative of like what they should be.
Yeah.
But I watched it like at the start of the year, and I was just like, fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. This is
It was
just
just
fun.
campy fun.
Kind of a campy fun movie. I think like when I was younger, like, because I was very much a Mortal Kombat guy and you were very much a Street Fighter guy, I was like, I'm not allowed to like this film. Like, I have to say that I don't like Street Fighter. But I watched the movie at the start of the year. I had like a couple of fucking whiskeys in me. I was like, yeah.
Our chat is a little behind in the sense they're still talking about Saw, which is fair, because we do tend to jump over things quite fast. But Billy was saying he loved Mudvayne at the end of Saw 2.
Like the ending song.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you like the song, you like the song. It's not so we can send it. They might be up to like Saw 74 at this point. wouldn't put it past him.
That sounds about right.
Jigsaw on the Loose and COD. Really?
Fuck yeah, he got drafted into a couple of games there. I'm pretty sure he's in Dead by Daylight.
Oh yeah, he
or
definitely
something
is.
as
He's
well,
definitely
yeah.
well.
Or like
I
the
think
little
she
stupid
is.
fucking like thing on the bike.
The girl that is his
The
apprentice.
protege, the one that took over after
Yeah.
like Saw 5 or whatever the fuck
sure
it is.
she is in
Yeah.
Dead by Daylight. But yeah, in regards to like, if we get up to the ones to watch, like Street Fighter.
These are the movies that you
like-
have to go out of your way to have a look at by next week,
Like,
because we'll talk about them more.
I have a lot of respect for Raul Julia.
Raul Julia.
He was pretty much on his
He was on his way out.
his dying days with cancer.
Yeah.
And he took up the role of the Mighty Bison.
The Bison.
The Bison,
Bison.
and he done it for a last paycheck to leave his family with some money. Raul Julia, I'm sure the chat does know, but pretty well known for being Gomez from Adam's Family.
Yeah.
But he was also the Mighty Bison.
The Mighty Bison. with his bison
Star-studded
bucks
cast
and his-
for the year was
a lot of people in this
like
movie.
Kylie Minogue, fucking Jean-Claude Van Damme, Raul Julia.
I guess I suppose it was mostly Kylie Minogue and
She was
Jean-Claude
Cammy
Van
or-
Damme. She was Cammy, yeah.
Yeah.
Because Cammy is British.
Yeah.
But yeah, whatever.
I mean, Kylie Minogue's Australian. but I
like
guess
like a few people, a few of like the Street Fighter characters got sidelined, I guess, in it for Guile. Like Ken and Rhea were pretty much just like bit parts in it, but there were good bit parts.
Yeah, they were good. Sorry, his red.
Fucking Tom's fucking.
Tom quoted the fucking line from.
I'm going to get on my boat and sail up the river. I'm going to kick Bison's ass so hard the next Bison wanna be. It's going to feel it. It's good shit.
Fucking love that. That was
like a lot of good lines in it. They changed the channel.
I was gonna say my favorite.
I knew you were gonna fucking say that. You're a guy who was fucking Zangief.
Zangief's like there's a bomb in the back of a fucking like truck coming toward them,
But
and they're looking at
watching it on
CCTV.
TV, yeah.
They're watching CCTV, and like fucking Zangief being the fucking meathead he is, the Russian bar wrestler just goes, change the channel.
Change the channel.
They're trying to prevent a bomb from hitting
When
them.
I was younger, I really wasn't a fan of this movie so much, just because I thought that I had to represent Mortal Kombat just by liking the game and the film and not Street Fighter. Like this movie, it is a bit of a mess. Like there's a bit too much going on in it, but at the same time, something funny happens like every few minutes or so, and it's more than enough to get you through the whole thing, and like just turn your brain off and have a look at it, and you'll
just enjoy for the campiness.
just know that when it came out, it didn't do very well, and Street Fighter fans really hated it. But maybe now, in the light of day, like years later, people can look back at it for the bit of like the time capsule shitty 80s movie that it really was. Like
it's one of those things where like I feel like at this day and age we can appreciate a hot piece of garbage more than maybe like back then when a hot piece of garbage came out. It was kind of hard to like, where now we really like shit movies. Like look at The Room. It's like a cult classic even though it's a piece of shit. Like people love The Room despite it being objectively a terrible movie.
Weirdos love The Room.
I mean, fuck you, I like it. I enjoy it for all the worst reasons as well.
Boring, man.
Next one. You've kind of put Resident Evils in general here,
because there's more than one good one.
but there's also a few.
There's
crap
also
ones.
a few. Honestly, if you woke up on a Saturday and a Sunday, I think as of a couple of days ago, at the time of recording, every Resident Evil movie is on Amazon Prime. Every
Really?
single one. So see if you woke up, say tomorrow morning, and you were like, right, I have got nothing to do for the next 12 hours. Start at 1. I just go right to the end, like not skip from 1 to the end. Just watch them all
Just watch
the whole
them
way
sequence.
through. There's enough to like at least in every movie that I think I've watched all of them at least more than once. Like they're stupid as fuck. Like they're ridiculous. It's one of the most ridiculous franchises that there has ever been. But like the first one at least tried to be like a quote unquote serious movie, and then they got more stupid and more campy as they went along. But it's like 1 is good, Extinction is good. I think the one where they're in like the desert and shit, and the guy who played Johnny Cage is in it. It was like the only 2 fucking things I've ever fucking seen him in. He's like one of the drivers. And then the last one was pretty decent. Like you can get enough enjoyment out of the whole series that it's worth giving them a go if you haven't watched them. Like they're not good movies by any chance, but they're like most things, they're camp
They're
enough.
popcorn flicks. You just
Yeah,
wanna,
they're
you
stupid.
just-
They're stupid enough that you could find something that you probably like about every one. Has like an individual thing. Like,
yeah.
you remember the second one? It's like GTA motherfucker.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
that was
you still
hilarious.
fucking remember that? Like,
GTA motherfucker.
yeah, what did that come out in what, like fucking 2002 or
Yeah,
something like that?
yeah, it's as he was
Years.
running over
Yeah,
zombies.
absolute fucking years ago, and like we still quote that to each other like on
Yeah,
a fairly regular basis.
yeah.
Like, it's just like GTA motherfucker.
Anytime we run over stuff in games, like
Yeah.
GTA motherfucker.
GTA motherfucker. So like at least you have to at least applaud the effort that went into making like an 8-film franchise or whatever it was before they ruined Monster Hunter. And like as I said, if you have an Amazon Prime account, you can literally watch all of them for free. So there's nothing stopping you from maybe
Just consuming them.
carving out half a day. and just
Especially
being
considering
like,
the Halloween period, why the fuck not?
they're spooky. They're spooky zombie movies. The one where they're in the prison is also quite good. I think that might be like probably the second best one. It's yeah, they really fucked up naming them. Is it Afterlife?
I don't know.
I can't remember. The one where they're in like the prison is quite good. Fuck them. They'd be fine.
Anything with Wesley in it was so campy cheesy. They also love the slow motion action shots in those flicks.
Wesker.
Yeah, I was just reading what
No,
Tom
yeah,
said.
no, he wrote Wesker.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know he meant Wesker.
the
yeah.
Wesker fights were ridiculous. Like, but
I feel like after a while, the Wesker fights in those movies influenced Wesker in the game.
a little bit, yeah.
Like, I mean, like Wesker by fucking like Resident Evil 5 was just like
He was
a,
fucking
it's
zipping.
like, ha ha ha, I am Neo. It's like,
Yeah, you're like, what was get on here? Like, but I think they're if you I mean they're blockbuster franchise movies. Like at this point, if you haven't seen at least the majority of them, I'd be very surprised. But there's more to like about them than there isn't
okay,
to like
fair,
about
fair.
them.
We have the actual good Silent Hill on the list here.
The first Silent Hill I really like. I think it's incredibly disturbing, but like in an interesting way.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's fuck me, man. The first time I watched that movie, it was one of those like on TV 1 o'clock in the morning fucking boyos, and it's like, what the fuck is going on here? Like I saw it like how it's fucking halfway through. It was like, what is all this like stark black and white? Like why everything's covered in like ash and grey and shit. It was like, it looks great. I think it's a really great like a movie. I can't stand the actress, that lead actress. I fucking hate her. I can't remember what her name is, but I don't mind her in this as well. There's a lot of really like fairly horrific fucking scenes in it. Like the fucking somebody gets like burnt alive in it, and it shows you it in like fairly graphic detail. And then there's some shit at the end that happens where there's like shit coming in, going out of things where things shouldn't be going in, coming out of.
Oh, right.
But like the movie, like it has like really great sound design. Like visually, I think it looks really good. It's like it's clever enough. It's at least its own story. You can just, if you don't know fucking anything about Silent Hill, you can whap that film on. You'd be like, right,
You'll understand.
You're telling me a story. This is what's happened in this film, and that's it. You don't need to know like, fucking. Right, I'm gonna have to do like a couple of hours of research before I watch this because I don't know what this person's name is or like what that thing they've grabbed is. Doesn't make any sense. Because I know very little about Silent Hill games.
I know enough about 2, and that's about it.
I've played maybe a wee bit of 2 and 3 or something like that, but
2 and 1 for me.
2 and 1, yeah. But I thought the movie was very good.
Ocean, despite being like a massive Resident Evil fan, fucking hates the movies.
Well, I suppose like that might be why he hates the film.
Yeah, because he loves
he's
the
an actual
franchise.
Resident Evil fan.
It's like he loves the franchise,
But, like,
so much that
it's very
the movies
hard.
just don't fit into
I
that
think
narrative. Well,
eventually now, like they're literally in the middle of doing a new Resident Evil movie now.
Really?
Like they're completely new cast, a completely new set of people involved, like producer, director. They're going more for a visual horror kind of thing. Like
Right.
it's going to be more like old zombie movie rather than like someone doing fucking 9 backflips over a car in slow motion, which is where it went. So you will have a new Resident Evil movie within the next year or so. I think maybe
Netflix series, apparently.
a Netflix series for Resident Evil or for Silent Hill.
Ocean said about it. I thought there was going to be a Netflix series. That's
Well,
news to me.
they're making something. They're making a new Resident
it is
Evil something. If it's a TV series, that'll be fine. They'll just
probably
try
works
and
better as well.
they'll
If it
probably
was a
just-
series,
yeah,
because
they'll probably just try
it can make it
recreate
breathe a little bit more.
whatever Walking Dead done before it, fucked its own fan
Fuck
base
itself.
up. But that's new. If you haven't seen, once again, if you haven't seen Silent Hill, give it a go because it's good shit.
The hydrate,
motherfucker. I'll also hydrate with this sweet ass beer.
We have our last movie, which is the movie that I think we both hold very dear in our hearts.
Best to this day, best video game movie there's ever been. The original Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Best soundtrack.
Yeah.
Best intro.
Yeah.
And the intro is like 8 seconds, and it's just Mortal Kombat. The soundtrack is all like Fear Factory songs and like weird techno shit.
No soul.
Yeah.
Is mine.
If there's anyone who hasn't seen a fucking Kerry big fucking Shank song, fucking rapping the fucking life out of it. He's
so
fucking ripped
good.
as fuck in it. It's great, even though he's like an old man by the time that movie. Well, maybe not an old man, like, but older
No,
man.
he's the perfect version of a young Shang Tsung.
Yeah, I guess so.
Or now he's the perfect version of an old Shang Tsung.
Yeah, he was the villain in every movie in the 90s, but fuck me, man. If anyone hasn't seen the original Mortal Kombat, don't even like try and like pirate it or anything. Buy a Blu-ray and fucking watch it, or fucking buy it on Amazon Prime or something like that. Just like try and find the best quality version of that movie you can.
I've not seen any
For
of the
God's sake.
aforementioned movies, by the way.
Every-
This is why you
yeah.
should listen to these recommendations.
This is
and
why
take them.
you have to look at this list and you have to watch what we tell you to watch and not watch what we don't tell you to watch.
We're
You know what?
giving you
You'd
some
probably be
guidance.
better off watching all of them, but watch the ones we tell you to watch first,
Yeah.
and then watch the rest later. The original Mortal Kombat, it just gets me so fucking hyped. It does not matter what I'm doing or what's going on. If you stick that movie on, I'm gonna stop what I'm doing. I'm gonna fucking watch it. It's everyone in it is fucking great.
I think we watched it
they're-
last, like maybe about 6 months back in your house, just at the
Mortal
end of the
Kombat.
night.
Oh, man, I watched it a couple weeks ago. Like I'm
Man,
fucking,
maybe like I was
yeah.
in your house and
I was
just
like
randomly
maybe
we
a
stuck
group,
it
yeah.
on, or just sitting
I bought the last
drinks.
time I was drunk. I bought 2 copies of it on Blu-ray just so I could give one to someone because they'd never seen it. I was like, you just
Wow.
fucking have this.
You
It's
you
great.
gifted a good gift to someone.
They're like, as far as like actors go, like Christopher Lambert is by far
Oh, perfect.
he's the most well-known actor in the movie. Like, I
Yeah.
think you could probably struggle to place anyone else in that movie. Robin Show's been in like a couple of things. Your Woman, whatever the fuck, she was in Billy Madison and stuff, whatever the hell her name is.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, Brandon Lee was supposed to play Johnny Cage. It was the year before, the horrible accident.
Yeah, but
happened.
I just couldn't see.
Oh
that-
man, no, he could have done it. If you ever watched Showdown in Little Tokyo, he is essentially Johnny Cage in that movie. Like,
Okay,
very
okay,
loaded-
fair enough. I've never seen the movie, so I
Yeah,
can't
loaded-
say. I mean,
loaded-
Tom's probably going to want to jump for the screen
Yeah.
and strangle me for
no,
something.
yeah, load of swagger, load of like he had a lot of Johnny Cage energy in that movie.
Right, okay.
And I assume someone saw that and been like, he could very easily do Johnny Cage.
Right.
But the original Mortal Kombat, there is nothing about it that you couldn't like. It has absolutely fucking amazing fight scenes in it. Robin Show is just oiled up to the fucking gills the entire way through the movie. If you want to see just an oiled up Asian man in a tank top beat the living fuck out of people, fucking watch that movie. Personally, my favorite guy in it
Waiting for
is
the
Kano.
Cookie McGee.
Oh, I am so sad that guy died of like a fucking heroin overdose or something. I think it was coke. I think he may
That's
have
why I
just-
called him
yeah,
Cookie McGee.
I think he just coked it up. He was fucking in line. Like, he was on like the short list to be like,
a Bond? Was
Bond,
he not?
yeah, like the Pierce Brosnan set of Bond movies. He was like on the short list to be Bond because he was fucking ripped to fuck. Like, he was great. Cheesy as fuck. Hammed the life out of every fucking scene that he was
so
in.
good as Kano.
So fucking good as Kano. He did not have that. He wasn't allowed to be as good as he was in that fucking movie, and then just go and fucking die like the year after. So
Man,
fucking.
the part where he's just like feasting on like the fucking
It's that
shanks.
fucking chicken wing. He's eating that fucking
it's like a
chicken
big
wing. He's
chunk
like,
of, like,
he's such a dirty, yeah,
It's like-
such a dirty fucker when he's eating that
he's
chicken.
eating like a big whack of fucking like things, just choking down some meat and then like swallowing grapes while talking to
Every
Goro.
frame of that movie is burned into my fucking skull. Like, I fucking love that movie so much. Just the fight with it's the fight with Liu Kang and Reptile near the end. I think is probably one of the best fights that's been recorded.
And
in,
the thing is,
in
a very
cinema.
throwaway character in
Yeah,
relation to the
he
actual
literally
movie.
he just jumps in, jumps back out again. But fuck me. I fucking love that movie. I would put that movie definitely, it's in my top 5, like just top 5 movies in general. It started as like a shitty, like we watched it when we were younger, like 12, 13.
Didn't know what good movies were, and just were like, oh my god, this is great.
It came out in what, 95? So
yeah,
we probably watched it when we were about like 6 or 7, and then just subsequently watched it every fucking year from then on. And now we're in our 30s, and I fucking still love it. I still fucking love that movie. If you have not seen the original Mortal Kombat, you have to watch it. You have to.
Like, bear in mind, it is very much like cheesy fucking martial arts.
It is a product of its time, definitely, but it's such a good product. It's like it's the antithesis of like, this is what was going on in like mid to high budget action movies in the 90s. Wee bit of fucking credibility from Christopher Lambert. Very good special effects with Goro. It's not
practical.
Yeah, practical. Yeah, it's not bloody. There's no gore in it. There's very little like swearing, or like there's no nudity in it or nothing like that. It's just like you would go to watch this movie as like a 13 or 14 or 15-year-old in the cinema and just be like, this is the best thing I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. This is amazing. And that's pretty much exactly what happened to us.
Yeah.
Because like, I know it's a bad movie. I know, like, in terms of the Academy, I'm sure it's technically a bad movie.
It's not picking up the award, no.
But I would give it, if I ever make an award for movies, I'll fucking just give it. I'll give it to Mortal Kombat.
Just go to France, find Mr. Lambert, and just provide him the award.
Movies that have entertained me more than any other movies, Mortal Kombat. Fucking have it.